Alright, if you were here, you were interested in downloading and using my AnimeFurry model. It's very similar to my cutesy furry model, just a different art style, and it has just different artwork, a lot more hairstyles, and a lot more in terms of like markings. So the first step is you have to have Steam installed, so make sure you have Steam installed. My models only work with VTube Studio, so you'll have to have installed Steam, and you'll have to install VTube Studio. I have a YouTube tutorial on that in my channel, so go ahead and look that one up if you need a step-by-step guide on how to install VTube Studio. My bird is being very needy right now. I already have that installed, so what I'm going to show you is how to actually install the model that you will receive via a download. So as with all my other tutorials, you will likely get you'll be purchasing the item through Etsy, so let's go to Etsy. Okay, so you'll get the item on Etsy, so you'll go to your little icon here, your account. You're going to go to Purchases and Reviews. Here you can download the files here. Here, let me move my thing out of it. You'll click Download here, and either you will get a zip file or you'll get a text document, which will link you to a Google Drive. And from the Google Drive, you can download from there. So let's go to the Google Drive real quick, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you received a notepad with a link, so it would look something like this. Notepad with a link. It would probably just say, download here, and this would be your Google Drive link. You would just copy this, paste it into your browsing software, and it will take you to a page like this. If you do get a Google Drive link, in case this file is too big, you'll click this download button here. Don't open the individual files, you will download this one. So when you click that, you will get a pop-up that says you are downloading a zip file. Now, let me show you what a zip file is. A zip file looks like this, or it looks like a folder with like a zipper on it. A zip file is specifically a folder that contains a lot of items. It's just zipped up for easier and faster download. So to open that zip file, you can right-click it, and you can click, for me, I have open with, I can use WinRAR, or you can, I have open with WinRAR, you can extract the files. Windows usually recognizes zip files nowadays, so you should be able to just click extract files. From here, you'll get to specify where you want them to be extracted. I'll go ahead and specify on the desktop. Cancel. For me, I already have the model installed, so what you'll do is then you'll copy your downloaded file, pretend that this is the model. You'll copy it, and you're going to go to where your VTube Studio is installed. You cannot install a Live 2D model to use in VTube Studio without first having installed VTube Studio. So for me, my VTube Studio lives on my hard drive in the Steam library, Steam Apps, Common, VTube Studio, VTube Studio Data. You're going to go into Streaming Assets, and then here you're going to open the Live 2D models, and you are going to paste the AnimeFurry model from the desktop. You'll just drag it and drop it into here, or you'll extract into this folder. So you will have the AnimeFurry installed in Streaming Assets Live 2D models. From there, you can open VTube Studio and load your model as you normally would. Now that we've opened VTube Studio, we can go ahead and load our model. So we will click the icon here that says Change VTS Model. And if you've properly installed your model, if you're confused on how to do that, you can click Import Your Own Model, and it will tell you where to install that file. You can also open that folder directly and just paste it into this folder. So then you can just drop it into this folder. That's where your Live 2D models will live. We're going to click OK. So let's select our model. And this tutorial is going to be covering the AnimeFurry model. So by default, it will load blank, bald, and solid white. We can kind of, let's go ahead and start on adding hair and maybe changing the body shape. And then we will look into markings after that. So first, let's just kind of establish the body shape for our model. I'm going to go to, whoops, let me actually explain what I just did there. We're going to click the gear icon over here, the settings. We're going to click the hotkey settings and expressions menu. And we're going to go to the expression editor. So what this does is it lets us create a new expression. So what you are seeing here, all of these things in this list are the individual parameters that make up the movement of this model. and also hotkeys and customizations. For example, we have the mouth open. So this parameter, right now it's tracking, but if I turn this on, now it won't track because I'm like overriding it. But here you can see all the functions that are rigged into this model. So you can see like, okay, well, how does the mouth, you know, we have a mouth open and we have a mouth form. Okay, that's cool. You can see kind of like what builds the model. Oh, I need to activate a lot of the physics. But let's go ahead and customize the model for now. So we're going to start with, let's just go through the hairstyles. So we have anime hair front. That's just this hairstyle here. Just a basic anime style hair. And then we have the anime hair back. So you can have a hair back if you want. But let's do the anime hair. So we have the anime hair on, right? Now I can use anime hair length. And I can turn these two on together and I can change the length of the bangs. I can also change the width of the bangs. So that's the anime hairstyles. I'll have to move these parameters, and then the anime hair back. So this is one hairstyle. But let me show you the other hairstyles we have in here as well. We have AO hair back. So this is the back of the hair. You can pair it with this one. You can mix and match. You don't have to just do only the sets. You can mix and match them. So we have this hair back here. And then we have the AO hair front, which is the front of the hair. Sorry, my bird is being a little turd bird. We have the side bang. So these turn the side bangs on. With the side bang, we also have side bang length. So this will make them long or short. We also have one that controls the width. It's like the thickness. And then we have one that will turn like long hair back on. And you can still pair it with this hair back if you want. But let me turn all these off. So let's focus on the long back. So we have the long back on, which just turns it on. We have long back thickness, which will make it thicker or narrower. We have length, which will make it, if I zoom out, it'll make it longer. Or you can make it really short. And you can kind of use it as a hair back. And then we have the tuft hair. This is just your typical furry hair tuft. But again, you can pair it with the other hair back styles, kind of mix and match them. So we can kind of do that if you like that look. This would kind of work for like maybe kind of a lion-ish looking character. I'm gonna go with the AO hair front. Turn the tuft hair off, and let's do the AO hair back. We will do the side bang. I'll make that long. I'll do the back on, but I'll make the back short. Yeah, like that. And then I want to make it kind of thin. Yeah, like that, sure. So this is like our hairstyle. So right now we've only kind of configured the hairstyle. And then we have a section that is for like body shape, and then we also have markings. You'll notice this one says body stripes, eye mask markings. All these marking ones you can't really see right now because the model's white, but I'll kind of show you how they look when I move to the coloring section. So I'm going to leave all of these just as their default, so all of the markings are turned on, which means when you try to color this model, you're going to have stuff overlapping like crazy. I'll show you how to kind of navigate that. But for now, let's kind of also edit the body. So here we can turn breasts on. So you can just have like some, basic booba. You can kind of also scale it up depending on the size that you want for your character. Or you can have pectorals. With pectorals, you can also have a top surgery scar. In the version that I send out, this will be white, so you won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to turn it on, and then you can color it in the multiply screen menu. I'll show you that. For now, I'm going to turn that off. We also have bicep width. So these are the kind of functions that are like sliders that let you kind of adjust the look of the model a bit forearm width, so we can make the arms a little thicker, we can make the shoulders wider, we can make the neck wider, so you can kind of have like a slightly more masked look. You can make the waist wider, or you can make it really narrow. You can change the width of the hips. So you can create the silhouette of the character that you would like. For now, I'm going to do the top surgery scars, and I want to, you can make the arms really thin, or you can make them a little bigger. I'm going to go ahead and do this neck width, waist width, hip width. You can also adjust torso length. Okay, so that covers the body sliders and hair sliders. I will go into the, oh, I lied. We also have a muzzle length function here. So, for example, right now it's kind of like dog-like, but you can make it smaller. And when paired with the nose size, you can make it look more like a cat than, say, a wolf or a dog or whatever. So we can be a cat if we wanted. I am a canine enjoyer myself. We also have one that controls ear size. So you can go big, small. We can turn the whiskers off. By default, the whiskers are white, so they are hard to see, but once you start coloring the model, you'll really notice them. You can turn them off here if you want. And here you can even turn the ears off if you wanted to use a pinnable set of ears, and I'll create a tutorial for that as well. But for now, let's just leave the ears on. Oh, we can also change the eye shape. So by default, it's like this shape, but as you kind of scroll to the side, you can kind of get like a more relaxed look, or a cool look. I like the kind of relaxed look. Kudere, I think, is the kind of eye style for that. Default eyes, and then we kind of move into just some kind of like bigger eyes. This would work for like maybe a more youthful character, or maybe a female character. It doesn't really matter, but I just decided to include some various eye shapes, just depending on the look you want to go with for your model. That way everybody can kind of tinker. Okay, so for now I'm going to say this is my custom model. Whoops. And we can come back and edit this later, so I'll show you that as we start coloring. But for now, mostly just get the model, you know, the body shape how you want, the hairstyle that you want. If you want to use a different hairstyle, I will also have a tutorial on how to create a hairstyle by pinning items. I'll add that to the playlist. You can also check out my Etsy listing for my pinnable hair tufts. That's what we would be using, and I have a tutorial on how to use those. But for now, we'll go ahead and leave it like this. Oh, I forgot to mention, we also have a slitted pupil to make it kind of cat-like. So we will save this for now. And you might be thinking, oh no, all my customization just went away. Well, we just saved it as a hotkey. So let's load this as a hotkey. So I'm going to do my custom model. Hotkey action, we are going to set an expression, and we are going to load the one that's called my custom model. And let's just set it to key 1 for now. So when I push the key 1, now it gets put on. And for the moment, I'm going to remove my key just so I don't accidentally push it while I'm typing and making this tutorial. But definitely set the key combination to something that you don't use often. So maybe like number 1 plus number 2. That way you have to push both of them at the same time. So I'll just go ahead and leave it like that. And now let's kind of go into coloring the model. So from here, oh, actually let me pause and let me change the text at the bottom of this video. Okay, so now let's go ahead and color the model. To do that, we are going to click the model settings up here. And then we are going to click Customize Model. And we are going to go with Customize Multiply / Screen Color for Art Meshes. You'll probably get a pop-up that says most artists, like, ask the model artist if you're allowed to edit the model in this way. For all intents and purposes, I made this model specifically so you can do this. So you won't have any issues with my models, especially if they come with the blank white texture. But you'll notice as I hover around the model, you'll see all these parts blinking in red. All of these parts that are highlighted red are individual pieces that you can color. It can get kind of overwhelming. There's a lot. But I also have all of them named. There are probably at least 100, if not 200 or 300 pieces that make up this model, so it can get a little confusing. So that's why you're going to watch this tutorial. So first, let's just kind of start with, let me explain how I set up most of my models. So my models, I usually create them, obviously they have to be in parts for rigging. Kind of picture them as puppets in a way, like paper dolls. So like that bicep is separate from the forearm, at least in my style. So let's go into actually coloring, let's say, the body. There's a bunch of pieces on the body right now, so it's going to be a little confusing. You'll notice we have torso color, torso shadow, we have torso line, and then we also have like a belly marking and hip markings and a bunch of stripes and stuff. Let's go ahead and start with the base color. So I'm going to change the base color to, let's just do blue. And you might be thinking, oh, what the heck? Well, that's not really coloring my model. It's bare only bits of it are blue. That's because this model has a frick load of parts. We have a bunch of stripes and spots kind of showing up on here. So let me just kind of like show you some of those stripes. I'm going to search S-T-R-I-P-E, stripe. And as I click on the little eyeball, you'll notice that things start to flash. Everything is white, so it looks like there's nothing on there, but there is a lot on here. So let's just kind of start, you know, exploring. Let's just stick some random colors on here, and then just as an example, and I can paste that last color. So let's just make all of the stripes match. And you might not want to use stripes for your character, and you have two options of erasing the stripes from the model. But first, let me just set colors on them so that you can kind of really see visually what happens when we use those functions. So let me just add some colors here. And I'm gonna, you can just fast forward through this portion of the tutorial, but I am going to record all the way through. That way you can kind of slow it down and kind of look at the name of each thing as I'm pasting them, in case you're like, oh, what was that piece called? But everything is named. So if you search stripe, all of the stripe items for the bodies will show up. So we have them on the bicep, we have them on the forearm, and we have them on the torso. There are stripes on the face as well, but since the face markings got very complex, I have a way that you can turn them all off without having to manually go through and do this process. So for example, we have the under eye stripes. I'm going to go ahead and apply color to everything, just so you can kind of see everything that exists on this model. We have under eye stripes, and again, you'll notice that like things are overlapping. It's kind of weird. There is a way to work around that, but let me just add the color to everything so you can visually see what I mean. And that's why this model is more complex than my other one, because it has a lot more marking options. So you can kind of really get your character more detailed than my cutesy furry model. Okay. And then there's also, like, what is this? As I hover over it, my top left corner says Cheek Zap 2, and then this one is Cheek Zap 1. So what is Cheek Zap? Well, let's click on it. Cheek Zap, there it is. Let's click on it, let's put some color on it, and just see kind of what it looks like. Alright, so it's like this shape. Cool. So let me just put some color on that. Cheek Zap. There we go. Paste that last color. And then we have cheek spots. Again, there's a lot of pieces here. It's going to get crazy real quick. So I'm just kind of applying colors at random. So let me search cheek. So we have cheek spots. Let me put this colors on the spots. Doesn't really matter what color. I'm not making this an aesthetic model. I'm doing this as an example, but if you want to use these spots, by all means, put the colors that you want. And then any pieces that you aren't going to use, I'll show you how to more easily get rid of them. You can, for example, I could say, oh, I don't want this cheek spot here. And we click it, and I can make that invisible, but I have a hotkey option, kind of like, you know, turning the hairstyles on and off. I have a hotkey option that will turn off all the spots and turn off all the stripes, and will let you kind of choose which markings you want. But just to be able to see what markings there are, I'm gonna put color on them. This one here is called, I think, cheek zag, marking side zag. Okay. And there's one on this side of the head too. Let me just search zag. Paste. And then we get into a lot of layering objects. There's a mask layer, something that looks kind of like a mask. So let's do mask. Eyes mask mark. So this is just like a marking in case you wanted like a raccoon mask. But again, you'll notice, oh no, all this stuff is covering on top of it. There's a brow ridge color. That's so like if you have like a character that has spots around the eyes, like, you know, like a Dalmatian, maybe they have one black spot around their eye, or like Simba, how that part is like a lighter tan than the rest of the face. If you want to use the mask and you're not going to use these, you can, again, just turn these invisible, and then you can have that raccoon mask. So let me do that brow ridge color. We'll turn that off. We have the top of the muzzle. So let me do muzzle top. Come here, you. Muzzle bridge. Yeah, it will take a while for you to color your thing. Like, I haven't even colored all of the spots. There's a lot of spots. So let me search the spots. You'll see, so there's a lot going on in this model. So you're gonna want to just kind of like explore. So let's do spots. I'll include some thumbnails of the various markings that exist in this model. And you can make each spot a different color. So if you had like a rainbow Dalmatian, you could use just the spots and make the spots a bunch of different colors. Alright, so I think that's enough color for the moment. So let's say your character does not have spots or stripes, and you're like, I don't want to have to click around all of these spots and stripes and like erase them individually. The way to work around that is, I'm gonna click OK, and I'm actually gonna go back to my hotkeys. I'm gonna go to Expression Editor, and I'm gonna select the My Custom Model, and let's say you don't want the stripes. Instead of clicking each individual stripe and erasing it, by turning the A alpha parameter all the way to 0, I have this, which will just turn all of them off. So you can turn all of the body stripes off, or you can turn the eye mask off if you don't want to like have to click it and turn it invisible, or you don't want these markings here, or you don't want the cheek spots, or you don't want those markings, or you don't want the cheek zap, or you don't want those spots. So you can come in here and turn all of those off. That way you don't have to manually click every single one. And then just save this as your model. You'll see, I've saved it, so if I push that hotkey again, I'll turn it off, turn it back on. Oh, I didn't save. Let me edit my custom model again and see. Maybe I didn't click save. Body spots. Oh, I did. Okay, save. 1, 2. Okay, there we go. Now that I've activated the hotkey, all my it's changed the spots to be off. So now I can go back to continue coloring. Select customize art mesh. So let's just kind of continue coloring on there, and let's kind of explore the body a little bit more. We have the belly color. And then we have the pectoral colors, the pectoral marking, paste, paste. Pectoral marking, paste, paste. Pectoral color, let's add that on. Pectoral color, paste, paste. And then we have the shoulder marking here. So we have another shoulder marking over there. Paste the last color. We have a hip marking down here. Paste that last color. Paste that last color. And then we have markings on the side that it's called outer marking. So if you want, you can use this. If you don't want to use this one, just go ahead and make this 0. If you don't like that marking, just drag the alpha to 0 and it's gone. Click the belly. I'm gonna, not torso color, click belly marking. I want this color, so I'm just gonna click OK, OK. And then when I click the neck, I have a neck marking. I can paste that last color. We've got a bicep inner marking here. There's a bicep inner marking over there. Let me grab this torso shoulder color, copy, okay, okay. Let's do the bicep outer marking, paste, okay, paste. Do it on this side too. Bicep marking outer. Let's copy the torso color. Let's paste it on the bicep. Bicep color, paste, paste. Let's do the forearm color, paste, paste. Forearm color, paste, paste. And we also have the, we've got markings for the forearm. If you don't want to use those, it's the forearm marking. I can either paste the last color and just make it match, or I can set the alpha to 0. I'm going to use it, so I'm going to copy the color from the belly. Let's paste it on the forearm. Oh, it didn't do it. Copy the belly one, thank you. Now let me click the forearm marking and I'll hit paste, 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 paste. And the same for the hand. We have the open palm color, the open palm shading, the open palm line, and then we have the same thing for each of the paw pads as well. So let's do open palm color, and I'm just going to hit paste. Open palm color, I'm going to hit paste. The paw pads on the palms. I need to actually set that shadow to be multiply. Let me take note of that. We can do the little paw pad finger colors. And you can do whatever colors you want. Go ham, man. Go bananas. It takes a long time to color the model. Let's click paw pad finger color, paste, paste. Paw pad finger color. Paw pad finger color. Or if I just want every single paw pad part listed, I can just click away in the middle and don't click the X. You will lose all of your work. Don't click this X, for the love of God. Let's search paw pad. And all of these pieces, well, most of them, I don't really need to do it for the line art. But all the ones that say color, just like this one, I can just paste. Color, paste. Oops. Color, paste. Color, paste. 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 Let's do that. Palm, paste. I'll do the shadow. But you might not like the gray shading. Go crazy, man. Like, add different colors to it. See, just kind of do whatever and see if you like it, you know? So like it might be that I want my model to look a little like a slightly warmer color, so I'll kind of go into this pink range. But then if I feel like that's too dark, I can also lower the alpha to kind of make it lighter. Same for the main body, we have this shadow. If you don't want any of the shading, you can just turn it off. Like, just drag this thing to alpha and it'll turn invisible. Or you can like tint it. I like to try and tint my model's shading a bit. And you can even use screen to kind of add some more brightness to it. Yeah, see, that looks pretty cute. I don't know. Adding some color to the shading really can make the model look nice. So I'm going to do the same thing for the forearm shadow. Yeah, see this forearm compared to this one? The gray is kind of like meh, but this one's like, oh, that one's more vibrant. You can definitely tinker with changing the color of the shadows. Bicep shadow. I like to use like a purple or pink. Same for the collarbone shadow. And the pectoral shadow. Pectoral shadow over there. There, see, that already makes the model look so much more interesting. Again, up here for the neck as well. Like, see, the gray is just kind of like boring. Like, it's just boring. So let's use like, okay, it might be too much for the neck shadow. Let's do just that, and I'm not gonna use, let me do neck shading. Oh, it's because I didn't put I have this blue color for the torso. I need to put it on the base of the neck, so let's do neck base color. Let's hit paste. There we go, that looks better. Alright, cool. Now we're getting into the area that gets a little confusing, and that is the face. There's a lot of pieces on the face. I did turn a bunch of them invisible, so now you don't have to worry about clicking the spots or all those zigzags. But yeah, let's try to just do it around the hair. So let's do base head. I want to paste that cyan color. Actually, what I'm going to do, again, don't click the X, you'll lose all your work. I'm going to click OK. I'm not going to push any hotkeys. I'm not going to push any of them. I'm going to go back to Customize Model. Oh, I lied. I'm going to go to the shortcuts. Let's go back to my custom model expression. I'm going to edit it. And I'm going to turn the hair off for now. At least the front of it. There we go. There we go. Now let's go back to customizing the model. That'll make it a little easier to color. Just because there are so many markings for the face. Let's do this yellowish color. Belly marking. Okay. For the cheek color. Here we go. Cheek color left. Cheek color right. Or left and right. There we go. And then we have the upper lip color. Upper lip skin. And then we have the lower lip. And then I have the cheek tuft color. There we go. Cheek tuft color. Paste. And I want to change the shadows to be more pink. Cheek tuft shadow. Let's add some of that pink in there. There we go. I'll do the same for this side. Cheek tuft shadow. Beautiful. Let's do this little triangle marking here. I can turn that invisible. Actually, so here, let me get this yellow cheek color. How does it look if I use it on the muzzle bridge? And then I'll also add it on this little triangle. It's called face tri marking. Yeah, I think that looks alright. And then we have this top part. It's just like in case your character has, I don't know, a marking like that. You can just turn this invisible. It's head top V. You can just make it invisible if your character doesn't have a marking there. Or you can add, you know, you can, I don't know, maybe he does. Let's just kind of add that. Oh, and then I have this piece here. It's called marking side zag. You know, I can just turn that invisible if I don't want it. Or maybe I want my character to have like a cool, like, dark accent on the edge. You can also like make it kind of transparent a little bit. So like, you can get pretty creative with it. So, actually, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I think that's kind of cool. Let's do the cheek zag, or marking side zag. Paste that. There we go. And let's do the nose. We have our nose base color. I kind of want like a dark blue, like a royal blue. Nice. And then we have the nose shadow. And we have the nose highlight, which you can also make transparent if you want, or just get rid of. I like to kind of have it and kind of use it as like, I don't know, adding a cool accent color. Okay, we have, let me grab the base head color, click OK. We have the ear front, paste, ear front, paste. Do the ear back. Yeah, see, so like as you add color, you'll start to really see your back. All the individual pieces that make up this model. Let's do the inner color the same as this cheek color, the inner ear. Paste. Inner ear, paste. And then there's the ear tuft. We can do it the same color. Inner ear tuft. There we go. Now we can do the tip. If your character has, like, you know, color ear tips, could be black, could be red, could be, you know, whatever. I'm actually gonna try and copy this color and paste it on the, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Paste it on the ear tip, paste. Now I'm gonna grab the base head color and I'm gonna fix that ear front that I accidentally did, paste. Okay, cool. Now let's get that ear tip again, copy it, get the ear tip back, paste, ear tip back, paste, ear tip front, paste, and again, please don't click this X, you'll lose all your work, and it will be very sad. Let's do the eyebrows. You're just clicking around. Everything's named for your convenience. Your brow. Now let's kind of focus in on like the eyelashes. I drew them gray, that way you can kind of change the color. Because, you know, some artists still draw the eyelashes like blue or brown to kind of match the color scheme of the character. Let's just go to the lash, and I'm gonna do... why not? We'll do dark purple. And again, don't click the X, you'll lose all your work. I'm going to click just kind of like on the background somewhere. And then I can go back into the search bar. I'm going to click lash, or search lash. And then I can just paste that purple on everything that says lash. Because these are all the eyelashes. They're just called lash. If you think this takes a long time, try making a model from scratch. Oh, God save me. Alright, now let's kind of add, let's do the eye colors. I'm going to search eye, because a smart version of me would have named everything. So we have eyeball. Yes. Could do green, could do purple. You know, I'm really liking the purple. I'm just going to keep going with the, like, the purple magenta kind of kind of vibe we got going. Eye blob. There's just like this little highlighty bit. I just named it eye blob. Let's make that a little slightly lighter purple. Or you could get creative, you know, ooh, make it blue. Ooh. Sure, let's do that. That's cool. The other eye blob, paste. You can color the sclera. So like, ooh, let's say your character's like a demon. Oh, very cool. I can color the sclera because I'm a neat little creature. Hee hee ha ha, I can color that. But I'm gonna leave it white because I'm a basic nerd. Actually, you know, I'll leave one black just for funsies. But let's say, you know, the pupils are black, but I wish I could make them like another color, but it's hard because if I click pupil and then add color, it doesn't really change. Well, check this out. Check this out. Watch, watch, watch. I'm gonna click OK. But then I'm on the screen section, right? Wow. We can just blast some colors in there. Just go pew. If you add white, wow, you can have like a white pupil. Wow, wow, very cool. So let's do the pupil again. Let's say I want a red. I'm gonna set this color. I'm just gonna put it as like a red multiply, and I'm gonna like kind of, yeah, like a red screen. Wow, very fancy. Ultra cool. Now let's kind of do the inner mouth. The teeth are by default the only thing I left with color on it, just because I like teeth to be a little off-white. So I'm gonna click again. I'm gonna click on the background. Don't push this X, you'll die. You will be sad. Don't push the X. Click the background. And now I'm gonna search tongue. T-O-N. And now we can color the tongue. Oh, very lovely. We can do, you know, the traditional pink. The pinkish red. Or if your character's really cool, you can have like a blue tongue or a purple one. Tongue shadow, same thing. You can change the colors of the shadow. And then there's a highlight as well. You can't really see it as great. But yeah, you can't really see the highlight, so it's whatever. Let's do, and I'm going to click the background again. I'm going to search inner mouth. This is inner mouth. And we can do a darker purple or like a red. Just whatever your heart desires. The world is your oyster. I'm going to click OK. Okay. So I've got like my base. Well, let's slap some color on the hair that we currently have available. I will turn the main hair back on. I'm going to go ahead and put color on this one. So this is the AO hair. So if you search AEO, every piece related to the AO hair, whether that's, you know, the side bangs or the front, it's all going to come up listed here. There's a lot of pieces that make up the hair because for it to have nice physics, I had to draw it in a bunch of pieces. So you're just going to have to suffer with me, okay? But we can do it. We got this. So let's go through, and we have, ooh, for the AO hair, which you can't see because it's not turned on. So actually, never mind. I'm going to just focus on the side bang. So let's do this side bang. What? Oh, I'm changing the line. Alright, so we can do, ooh, you know what, shucks, you know, I think I'm just going to keep going with purple, to be honest. Purple, cool, but why is it white on the bottom? That's not what I want. Well, check this out. I'm a nerd, and I added a tip. So if you wanted your character to have cool highlights, you can do that because I'm unhinged and put way too much effort into this model. And like the hair is drawn, most of the things are drawn with gray line art. So if you're like, let's just make the line art dark, you can do that. Just the side bang line, let's make it dark. There we go. See? And yeah. I think black line art's kind of just like basic and boring though, so I like to kind of only tint it a little bit, but not use screen. There we go. Cool. Let's do the side bang for this side. And oh, you know what? Just because I'm uncreative, I'm gonna just flip those colors. So let's do the tip. I'm gonna make it purple. Wow, I'm so cool. Let's do the back. And if you'll remember, this is long hair back. So I'm just gonna search long hair, long hair back. There you go. Wow, very neat. And I'm gonna make the line art a little darker. Nice. Okay, so now let's turn that, turn the bangs back on. So again, don't click the X. You will be very sad if you click the X. Never click the X. Click the background, and then click OK. And now I'm gonna go back to my custom model. I'm gonna edit my custom models hotkey again to just include that hair front. Just turn that bad boy back on. Very cool. Save. And now I'm gonna push the hotkeys so I have it set to 1 and 2. There, it's loaded my custom model. Amazing, beautiful, flawless, stunning, perfect. Now let's go back to customize model. Multiply screen, color, art meshes. And now we can do the front of the hair. So let's do this one. I'm gonna search AO because we have AO color. So anything that's like AO color, that's each block of hair. So AO color 6 is just like the 6th strand. Oops, I didn't want to do the shadow. AO color 1. Oh, that doesn't say tip. What the frick? I didn't name that correctly. That's supposed to say tip. What the flip? There we go. And I've got like this thing going on. Well, let me take note of that. AO need to be named. Check bleed on art mesh on texture map. Okay, cool. Well, we'll just keep going. When I send this model out, it won't have that. Ideally. If it does, please let me know. AO line color. This tuft over here. Click. Show me the AO color. There we go. Now we can do the tip colors. I'm just going to grab it from the ear back. I'm going to go just paste. Tip. Paste. Paste. Okay, and I think AO tip 2 is to be changed from multiply to normal blending mode. Paste. 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 Okay. Cool. And, you know, if you want to be extra artsy-fartsy, you know, basic people leave basic colors basic. But I'm going to change the highlight here. The highlight, I'm going to make it a little pink. Maybe even, like, a little orange. I don't know. Doesn't that look cool? I don't know. Again, I just think it looks a little cool when you interact with, when you add color to things like highlighting and shadows. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm gonna do. Give me that highlight. There we go. Highlight. Alright. Why is this one darker than the others? One of these things is not correct. Huh. I just have like a double of that layer. The shadow must be taking up the whole thing. What strand was this? AO4? Okay, I'm gonna have to check the layers for that one. So I'm gonna leave that one just bright. That way I know I can need to fix it. You know, looking at it now, this bang looks stupid not matching, so I'm gonna make it match. Where's my side bang? Paste. I want the tip. Where's the paste? There we go. Okay, that looks better now that it matches. Wow, see, aren't we just looking snazzy? I don't know, I think this is pretty cool. I'm gonna click OK. Again, X is evil, never click this X. Click OK. And now I actually want to see kind of like how my model might look with the stripes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back to my, actually, you know what, flip it. I'm going to create a new one. I'm just going to do stripes on. I'm going to turn the stripes on. Click save. Load my custom model. I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to do stripes on. That way, you know, it could be like, well, I don't want my stripes unless maybe chat redeems me to have stripes. So what you can do is you can set that as an expression. And now I have a new one that only turns the stripes on. And then if I set that to, let's do 1 plus 3. Now I can just turn the stripes on individually from the rest of my model. Very cool. And now with the stripes on, I actually want to like customize the colors of those. So maybe I'll change them to like, I don't know, let's just grab this stripe and see what color I think looks cool. Let's do this, but maybe dark, a little darker. Maybe put some purple in it. Cool, and now I'm just gonna search stripe. And then if I want to, I can like go through and paste it on all of them. Gosh, it gets crazy. It's very difficult to remember what one I just pasted a color onto. L3, 1L, 2L, 3L, 4L, 5L, R3, R2, R1, 5R, 4R, 3R, 2R, 1R, 1L. Oh, I just did 1L. Let's do 2L, 3L, 4L, 5L, forearm stripe 1R, 2R, 3R, 4R, 5R. You could even put it on the under eye stripes even though they're not turned on. That way if I do turn them on, they will be purple. And we can do the head jaw stripes too. I'll just paste it on all of them. That way this model will kind of be compatible with all the stripes. 2R, 1R, R4. There we go. Cool. And then let's do spots. Like in theory, like I could go through and add it to all of the spots if I want to use the spots with this model. So like the more detailed your model gets with markings, the longer it's going to take you. That's why commissions for furry models are so expensive, because I have to rig all of these markings on here and slowly lose my mind. But there we go. We have customized our good old model, and I'm going to click OK. And another thing I want to do, just in case, to make sure all of my coloring gets saved, I'm gonna create a new one, and I'm gonna do my custom colors. So my custom colors. I'm gonna do a hotkey action, and I'm gonna set it to Art Mesh Color Preset. Record settings. Look at that. We have changed the color of 194 objects. That's almost 200. And we didn't even touch all of them. Aren't you slowly losing your mind? Yeah. But hey, that's fun. So now, like, I don't know. You don't really need to set this to a key. I just like to do this. That way, like, my art mesh color preset does get saved somewhere. It will save it, so like if I close it and then reopen it, the model should still have this color. But just in case it doesn't, I like to set the art mesh color preset as a hotkey. So that way, if it's like, oh no, all of my hard work is gone and I'm back to baby basics, I don't want to have to sit there and spend an hour coloring it all again. Well, check it out, boys. We've set my custom physical like model's shape to 1-2. Yay. And I set the custom colors to Control Z. Wow, it's all back, baby. We didn't lose any of it. How cool. This video tutorial is pretty long, so I'm going to record another one. And the next one will be about, like, kind of creating hotkeys, using hotkeys, and maybe even pinning items to your model. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this helps. There is a lot of layers in this model. But I mean, look how cool it looks though. Like, I don't know, I think we look pretty snazzy, not gonna lie. I think we look pretty snazzy. Yeah. And oh wait, before I leave, let's say you want to do, okay, well I have the cool trans mask version of my model, but now I want to do a femme version because maybe my character is gender fluid, or I want, you know, my chat to be able to change my model's body shape. Let's create a new expression. And we will just do, like, my custom model femme version. So let's turn our booba on. And I'm going to turn the top surgery and the pectorals on, because what this does is when I have these on, see, it's on but it's set to 0. That way these parameters will be turned to 0 when this version is loaded on top of the model, and it'll make sense when I turn these on. So I'm just gonna make this one look very, very femme. We'll do very femme, very femme. Beautiful. But oh no, my booba is not colored. I have to color that in. Frick. Yep. Welcome to scope creep, baby. Alright, so I can load my male version of my model. Cool. Now let's load my female version. So my custom model femme version. Hotkey action. I'm gonna set expression. And I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna set this to 1 and 4. And wow, cool. So now chat can be like, okay, but why aren't you a girl though? You can just be like, don't you worry, I got you, fam. We got the booba. We got him. But now that means I do have to go back to the short key, or to the customized model. Multiply, let it load the 10,000 pieces that make up this model. Click OK, and go to the boob color. And there is a boob like color and then a boob marking. Although it probably won't be used because it looks wonky, but I mean it's in there in case you want it to be there. Let's do the inner color. And again, see, doesn't gray shadows, the gray shadows just look boring, don't you think? So I'm gonna grab the bicep shadow color, I'm gonna paste it on this one here. There, I don't know. I think that looks better. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna go back to my hotkeys, and I am gonna go ahead and go back to my custom colors. And because I've added more colors to more art meshes, I'm just gonna record it. Wow, look, we hit the even 200, baby. There we go. But now you can do this. Isn't that fun? Or notice, because my male model uses the or the long hair back, let me edit the female version. But check this out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to turn on the... I'm going to turn the long hair back on. But I'm also going to set the length. So like the male one has it set to -1, right? Well, bam, baby. I want, when it switches to the girl version, I want it to have these settings. So I'm going to click save. And now, when I push that, oh, I have to load my male model first. Then I load the girl version. Wow. Wow, I'm lovely. Oh yeah, gang. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm really happy with this model, to be honest. I think, I don't know. I don't know. I just dream with it. I probably will, to be honest. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's been an hour. Thank you for suffering with me as I color this very tedious model. It is a chore. But God, I think it's gonna be worth it. You know, I think it's gonna be worth it. Alright, that's the end of the tutorial. I guess I'll record more later. Have fun.